Hi guys, it's Margareta Skypen in another episode of Can You Tell the Origin of the Gold that you just received or wearing or you have in your drawer? This question is being asked a lot lately. I don't know what it has to do with. Maybe lots of videos that I see online that are scientific where the gold is coming from, but I get a lot of clients who are planning to order something, and as they want to find out where the ruby is from and whether, the item is made ethically and so on and so forth, one of the questions that they all stress is, well, can you tell me the origin of your gold? And to be honest with you, we didn't get these questions until lately, about the last half a year. I really don't know where it's coming from, but since I've had so many people ask me that question, I decided to make a video. So where does the gold that we have and we use to make jewelry really come from? And the short answer is we don't know. As simple as that. As jewelers, we have suppliers, and certain suppliers just carry these bins of gold, and they are really packaged in bins. They come in yellow, and you can get them in white and rose, and they look like these little beads. I'm hoping that I can show you right here. You don't really get a supplier to tell you where the gold came from. We just don't know that. That's not something that anybody really wants to know. The only thing that I tell my clients that can happen, because one particular client came to me and said, well, I know this gold came from Europe because it's her mom's earrings and necklaces and so on and so forth that her mom supposedly bought years and years ago and then passed away. And of course, she wants to use up that particular gold because, one, it has that sentimental value to her, and two, she knows that it was bought in, at that time, Soviet Union, because of all the hallmarks on the gold and everything. We do know that it came from that region. So I can safely say in those earrings that that particular gold was bought in that region. But where that gold came from before it was made into earrings, that nobody can tell you. Or at least, right now, this question does not arise. You don't go to a supplier and tell them, okay, I'd like some gold from this region or not. So for anyone wondering out there whether jewelers or jewelry designers or jewelry makers know where the gold came from, no, we do not. And I can kind of speculate where it came from based on hallmarks on which area or country it came from. Again, when it comes from like vintage pieces that we have to melt to make the gold, to remake something. But when we go to the supplier and buy gold, or when we go to the casting house, because a lot of the times we don't even need to buy those beads of gold. The casting house is the one that, casts the item. And I have explained this in my process video, how the process of jewelry design works, where first you do the jewelry design, then it's a wax model, and then after the wax model, it's casting. You can check it out right here. So once you go into the casting house and you give the wax model, all you get back is just a gold mold. There's not going to be an origin where that gold came from, ever. That's just not a practice in the industry that we have. The other thing is, when we make things by hand, by now that we make a lot of jewelry by hand. So that's when, same thing, you buy these pre-made molds, or you can make your own by taking these beads that I was talking about earlier and just melting them in whatever shape you need in order to make, earring or rings or whatever you need to make. But you would still not know the origin of the gold. And truthfully, I don't think I've had these questions ever until about half a year into 2024, where people all of a sudden started asking us for origin of the gold. So if you're out there wondering, this is not going to be an easy question to answer. You're not going to get a lot of people to tell you where the origin of the gold from. It's just not something that we know or the suppliers know, just not a question that arises in our industry. So that's about it. Okay, I hope I answered someone's question out there if you're wondering where the origin of the gold is or if we know about it. I hope this was helpful. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.